Hey everybody, I'm Eva. Thanks for joining. Today's video is all about my suede bags. Yes, I've been on the suede train, let's say. I have really been enjoying so many different releases and styles coming out in suede. Now, I know there are some of you out there that are over it. You're tired of the suede, you don't want to see any more options there, and I get it. But I also know that there are some of you out there who might still be quite cautious, but you're willing to try something in suede. You just maybe would appreciate a little advice as to where to get started. So today I'll go through my suede bags, and one of them is a reveal I haven't shown on my channel yet, and that'll be the last one, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you which suede that I recommend. So even if you are experiencing some suede fatigue, I still think this will be a fun video. All right, so let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start with the Kate Spade Dumpling bag. This is in the size small, and the color is warm gingerbread. Now, I saw a Facebook advertisement in my feed for this bag, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing ever. I just love the shape of this bag, and I think it is, you know, quite a little dumpling. I love the little tassels on the side. I love the way it curves in here, it curves out and then it curves back in. Now, to be honest with you, I did like the look of this in suede, but the reason I bought this particular one is because it was my favorite out of the three that I had to choose from at the time. So when I was trying these on in the store, they had this bag in the size small in black, pebbled leather pink with like a faux snake skin trim up here on the handles, and they also had it here in this suede. So I didn't really care for the black or the pink, surprisingly. So what I'm trying to say is that I didn't get the bag because it was in suede. I didn't get the bag because I was impressed with the suede. But now that I have it and it's in suede, I've worn it several times. I have sprayed it. Oh, and I've sprayed all the bags that I'm showing you today. This is the spray that I use. It's available on Amazon. I'll link it below. I cannot report on the results of it because, you know, I haven't had like a water spill or an accident or a surprise rain shower or anything like that. I just know that I've done it in advance. And the suede does feel pretty thin, but I'm not mad about it. Like, this is still fine. And especially for the price, these are excellent value bags. I think this is the best value of all the bags that I'm showing you today. But most importantly, it just looks cute. So that's the reason I got it. The second bag to show you is this Parisa Wang Madison bag. This particular bag was a gift from Parisa Wang, and their rep actually suggested this style for me to review along with another style that I got to choose. And I was excited to try this style, and I was excited to try their suede, but I didn't have an expectation. Like, I didn't know exactly what to expect. But when I got this bag, I was like, wow. Not only do I really like the design a lot more than I thought I would, and by the way, I did a whole video about this, and I'll have it linked below in case you haven't seen it. I love the design of this. I love the little sangles that can dangle down here, but most importantly, I love this suede. And this suede is full grain leather made out of British goat skin. I'm so surprised about how great it feels to the touch. And I also want to mention that Parisa Wang is having an anniversary sale. The sale goes through August 31st. And if you're interested in buying a bag, this would be a really good time to try it out. I do have a discount code for you. It'll be in the description box below. So definitely check it out if you've been thinking about getting a Parisa Wang for yourself. Not only maybe in this particular style, but in some of their other styles. They also have pebbled leather and smooth leather. But of course, this suede is one of my top favorites. Okay, so now we're going to take just a little bit of a detour. So this bag, as you can see, is not in suede. This is a very small pebbled grain leather. This is called Dollarino leather. This bag is from Teddy Blake. Sometimes it's the details on the interior that can make you love your bag even more. I'm going to stand up because I really want to make sure you get a good view down inside the bag. This suede interior is perhaps the best suede interior I've ever experienced on a bag. So first of all, it's not microfiber, it's real suede, and the feeling of it is so luxurious. I just think it's a really well-made bag, both, you know, on the exterior, but especially here on the interior. It just gives a true luxury feel when you reach down inside this bag. So for those of you that like the feel of suede, but you don't really want a suede exterior, then I would recommend the Teddy Blake bags so that you could have the sensory experience of suede on the interior. And one of my most recent purchases, this is the Coach Rogue size 31 in the dark chocolate suede. And when I revealed this bag, I told the story, you know, that I wasn't going into the store to look for this bag. Actually, I was going into the store for a hang tag. But as soon as I walked in, I saw this bag on display. I walked right to it and I was just like, uh-oh. I really like that. I really, really like it because it's such a rich color and it's so slouchy. It's the combination of the suede and the slouch and the color, like everything here just works for me. The suede on this Coach Rogue feels quite thick. It does feel quite durable. Of course, I haven't had it long enough to really report on any wear and tear yet. But in terms of my initial reactions, it feels thick. I think that's the best way to describe it. This suede is soft, but also I feel like a little resistance. And I don't mean that negatively, but you just feel, you know, some of the fibers or some of the texture as you're rubbing your hand over this suede. But I do really appreciate like the feeling of thickness. So I don't know if the suede itself is thick or if that's just the feeling with the suede and the leather backing behind it. Either way, it does feel very robust. This dark chocolate brown that really drew me in. I don't know what it is particularly about this color and this shape together, but yeah, this is my vibe. I love it so much. All right, so now moving on to my fifth bag, which will be this new to me bag. I was able to find the Large Rowan from last year's drop. If you follow Coach, then you will know that they re-released this bag again for this year. But there are a couple of differences. First of all, there's a slight difference in the brown color. Now I'm going to insert a photo. This is not my photo. I found it in our Facebook group, but there's just a slight difference of color in these browns. The most significant difference from last year's drop and this year's drop are the handles. So on last year's Rowan, the handles are in leather, as you can see here. And on the Rowan that they made this year, the handles are in suede. So I do prefer the leather handles. You know, it's just gonna wear better over time because we know that our hands carry oils and lotions and, you know, just general wear and tear in terms of touching the suede. So that's one thing that I wish they would have kept the same for this year. And the strap. I know that they're making the Rowans now with the shorter straps so that people can wear them as shoulder bags, but I do prefer the longer strap. So that's another reason why I wanted last year's Rowan. I was able to find it secondhand in the Facebook group for a really good price. Now, I think the reason I got a good price is because it had already been worn. So there are a few little spots here. I haven't tried to clean it yet. I did get a suede cleaning kit, but it's not very noticeable. I'm not terribly concerned about it at all. This Rowan does have a bottom leather panel with feet. I'm not sure if that's the same for this year's drop or not. If you know, then please put it in the comments below. I've just decorated this with an older Coach scarf and some costume jewelry that I had in my closet. I haven't worn that in a long time, so I draped it around the handles and thought it would make a fun little charm. And for those of you interested in the slouch on last year's bag, it seems quite slouchy to me. I think mainly because it is made of suede, even though I know on the redesigns for this year, I think they were purposely making everything a little bit more slouchy. So this part seems to have more structure, but here from the bottom, you can tell that it definitely has some more give. And then my comments on the suede quality here, it feels nice. Like, I know that's not very specific. It feels a little bit thicker than this Dumpling suede, but it doesn't feel quite as robust as the Rogue bag or the Parisa Wang bag. Okay, so as you can probably tell by the way I'm talking about those other suede bags, we've come down to these two as the leaders of the pack, let's say. So the suede here on the Rogue feels, you know, very robust, as I mentioned, but the suede here on this Parisa Wang bag is a whole nother level in terms of touch experience. So for me, according to the feel and the touch experience, the clear winner here is the Parisa Wang bag. I love those British goats. This full grain leather British goat skin, I think, is the most luxurious in terms of touch. It feels so elevated. It still feels durable. It still feels thick, but it also feels like soft and just like there's something that once you feel it, you know that all the other suedes are different. Parisa Wang suede has totally impressed me and kind of like set the bar for other suedes in terms of how to compare. This is it. This is my favorite suede so far. So if you're thinking about getting suede or another material, don't forget about that Parisa Wang sale. It's a really good sale, 15% off compared to previous discounts that they've given, which has been 12%. So I highly recommend you go over there and check it out. All right, well, thanks so much for watching this suede showdown today. If you have any questions that I didn't address, then just put it in the comments below. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. You take care. Bye.